Welcome to episode 10. Today we explore how facial profiling is revolutionizing hiring, transforming it from a resume-checking exercise into a powerful human connection process. In the modern workplace, it's not enough to hire someone who looks good on paper. You need to hire someone who fits. Someone whose personality aligns with your culture, someone whose energy elevates the team. This is where facial profiling offers something that CVs, interviews, and tests often miss: deeper human understanding at first glance. Let's start with the hiring process as it exists today. Most companies follow a familiar pattern. They shortlist based on skills and experience. They conduct interviews to assess communication and attitude. They might even run assessments. Yet despite these efforts, mismatches happen all the time. The new hire doesn't gel with the team, or cracks under pressure, or lacks emotional adaptability. These aren't failures of skill. These are failures of alignment. Alignment is something you can assess by understanding facial traits. Facial profiling adds an emotional dimension to hiring. It helps you answer important questions before they become problems. Is this person naturally decisive or hesitant? Are they emotionally expressive or reserved? Do they respond better to structured feedback or creative freedom? Are they likely to lead, follow, or challenge? A single facial snapshot gives clues that save months of trial and error. For example, a candidate with a wide jaw and confident eye contact often enjoys responsibility and autonomy. They may perform well in leadership or entrepreneurial roles. On the other hand, someone with softer facial features, rounded cheeks, and upward tilted eyes may thrive in supportive or people-oriented roles. Matching the role with the person's natural disposition improves performance and reduces burnout. Let's talk about team dynamics. Imagine your sales team is full of high-energy extroverts with expressive faces and dominant chins. They thrive on movement, action, and challenge. Now you're hiring a new team member. Their facial traits suggest introversion, analytical processing, and caution. This doesn't mean they're a bad fit, but it means they need a different onboarding strategy. You build a bridge instead of throwing them into the storm. That's how profiling builds empathy before employment begins. Facial traits also reveal emotional regulation. Someone with a high forehead, tight lips, and lowered eyebrows may handle stress internally. They won't complain, but they might implode later. In contrast, someone with wide eyes and a relaxed mouth expresses stress outwardly. They need space to talk, decompress, and vent. Knowing this helps you support them as a manager from day one. Cultural fit is another crucial factor. In global companies, where teams are cross-cultural, facial profiling becomes a neutral language. While spoken language and customs vary, facial expressions, traits, and structures are universal. This creates a more equitable system of assessing candidates free from cultural bias. During interviews, facial profiling lets you read between the lines. A candidate might give confident answers but show tight lips, clenched jaw, or furrowed brows, indicators of nervousness or hidden fear. Another might be quiet but display open eyes, lifted eyebrows, and a tilted head showing curiosity and openness. These signals help you make better judgments. Profiling also helps you assess adaptability. Someone with asymmetrical facial features may show a history of overcoming challenges and adapting to uncertainty. They might be creative, spontaneous, and emotionally agile. On the other hand, someone with highly symmetrical features might thrive in systems, routines, and clear expectations. The insight here isn't about good or bad, it's about placement. You don't put a jazz musician in a marching band and expect harmony. Let's look at real examples. A tech company was struggling with high churn in their development team. Candidates were technically sound, but team morale kept dipping. After integrating facial profiling, they realized they were hiring people with dominant individualistic traits into a highly collaborative culture. They adjusted their hiring to look for facial cues that indicated openness, cooperative spirit, and emotional receptivity. Within 6 months, churn dropped by 40% and productivity soared. Profiling also helps with future planning. If you're hiring for a leadership pipeline, facial traits like a pronounced chin, direct gaze, and structured forehead can suggest natural authority and clarity of thought. For innovation roles, you might look for wider cheekbones, expressive eyes, and high-energy expressions, indicators of creativity and intuition. You begin building not just a team, but a legacy. It's important to note that facial profiling doesn't replace existing hiring practices. It enhances them. It adds a layer of emotional intelligence and insight that resumes can't reveal. Use it alongside interviews, assessments, and reference checks to create a 360-degree view of your candidate. Now let's address ethics. Facial profiling must never become a tool of discrimination. The goal is not to judge someone by their face, but to understand their natural tendencies and support them better. Diversity is strength, and profiling should help place people where they shine, not where they're forced to fit. Training your HR team or hiring managers in facial profiling doesn't take years. Even basic awareness can elevate the hiring conversation. A recruiter who knows what to look for can ask better questions, notice micro-expressions, and adapt their tone for each candidate. This improves the candidate experience and strengthens your employer brand. For example, a candidate with downward slanting lips and heavy eyelids may appear uninterested, but they might just be nervous or low on energy that day. If the interviewer understands this, they can engage the candidate more gently and uncover hidden potential. Similarly, an overly confident expression might mask insecurity. You begin to see people not for their masks, but their core. In video interviews, facial cues become even more valuable. With limited body language and no physical presence, the face becomes the main source of insight. A hiring manager trained in profiling can spot sincerity, hesitation, or excitement, even through a screen. They can probe deeper when needed, building a better picture of the person. Facial profiling also supports inclusive hiring. Neurodiverse individuals or those from marginalized backgrounds may struggle in traditional interviews. Profiling helps you read them more holistically, appreciating traits that may not come across verbally. This levels the playing field. Let's talk retention. Hiring doesn't end at selection. Onboarding, training, and role evolution all depend on how well you understand your new hire. A person whose face signals high sensitivity may need mentorship and affirmation. A person with driven, sharp features may appreciate autonomy and clear goals. You tailor the experience for each personality. You can even use facial profiling to resolve conflicts. When a team member feels misunderstood, it's often due to communication mismatch. One person is direct, the other diplomatic. One is logic first, the other emotion first. Profiling helps managers mediate with empathy and clarity. It's like having a map of everyone's preferred communication road. In family businesses where emotions and history run deep, hiring can become complex. Facial profiling brings objectivity. You evaluate relatives, successors, or internal promotions based on trait alignment rather than emotional loyalty. This preserves relationships while building competence. Startups can use profiling to build their first 10 hires like a dream team. When resources are tight, every hire matters. You need to balance visionaries with executors, dreamers with doers, challengers with stabilizers. The face helps you identify each role. Let's summarize the impact. Facial profiling reduces hiring errors, shortens onboarding, improves team fit, supports inclusion, and increases retention. It creates a more human hiring process where people feel seen, understood, and placed with purpose. As we move into the future of work where AI, remote teams, and human-machine collaboration becomes standard, the need for human insight becomes more urgent. Resumes are digital, interviews are virtual, but faces remain real. They hold the soul of your team. Learn to read them, and you'll never build blindly again. Thank you for watching episode 10. In the next episode, we'll explore how facial profiling empowers leadership, helping managers understand their teams, resolve conflicts, and inspire action with emotional precision.